Hi everyone, today I am going to be showing you how to do this shattered text effect. I did it in Gimp this time. This image was created in Photoshop, and of course I have some special filters and everything like that for Photoshop, and it is quite a bit easier to do this in Photoshop, but it can be done in Gimp. This is the result that I did in Gimp, and this is the one in Photoshop. They're pretty much the same. The reason why this one looks all brown and stuff like that is because I have some special plugins for Photoshop that did this, but they all cost money. So, and of course, they're not made for Gimp. So that's the reason why this looks like this. So let's go ahead and get started. There are going to be a few things that you need to download in order to do this tutorial in Gimp. The first thing that you are going to need to download is the Layer Effects plugin. I will post all these links in the description. So you'll need the Layer Effects plugin, and then you will need the Layer via Copy/Cut plugin that this guy had made. I don't exactly know this guy's name, but oh wait, it's right here, and I'm sorry, but I can't pronounce that. But he's also got a few other plugins that he's made for Gimp, and they're all pretty good. I got them all. I like them all. He's got place layer in the selection, duplicate to another image, create layer mask from and then layer via copy cut, and then scale layer to image size, and they all work excellent. This guy is awesome for making these. And just to be clear on this tutorial right here, I done this tutorial, actually I made this image probably I don't know, year and a half, 2 years ago, something, I don't know, it was a long time ago. And to be clear on it, I did do it from a tutorial. I'll leave his link in the description. I can't pronounce his name, but I'll leave his name and everything in the description. But this is done in Photoshop. And I was asked how you could do it in Gimp, and like I said, I do have Photoshop, but I have some special plugins, and they all cost money, and of course they don't work with Gimp. So I'm gonna show you how to do it in Gimp. And then you will need to also download the font for this. I'm using a font called American Captain. It's a free font. And then you will have to download the shattered glass image. Let's see here. This shattered glass image, and then this road texture that I made. And let's see, I think that's it. Oh, and then the lens flare. I can provide the road because I'm the one who made this. This concrete texture you will have to download. I will leave the description, plus the shattered glass, and then I will also leave in the description where to get this lens flare. I cannot provide any of these. You will have to go to the download site. The only one I can provide is the road because I'm the one who made this. But the rest of these you'll have to go to their site and download, and I will leave in the description the links to those sites. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to go ahead and go to File, New, and it's going to be a 1680 by 540 image. Make sure that your color is black, and grab your paint bucket tool and fill it in with black. And then we are just going to go and we're going to grab this road texture, and we're just going to drag and drop that into the image. and that is fine right there. for me, we're just going to create a new layer, and we could call this Viggy or Vignette, whatever you want to call it. I call it Viggy. And then we are going to change our color to this kind of a purplish color. The HTML notation is 343458. We're going to press OK. Then we're going to go to our blend tool, or our gradient tool, I'm sorry, and yours will probably be on this, and it'll probably be flipped. You'll just want to click on here, and you'll want to go to foreground to transparent, and then you'll want to click on this little arrow button to switch it around. Then you'll want to make your shape to radial, and then we'll go over here to around the middle, and we'll just drag out, and we'll do it one more time and drag out. And we are going to set this on multiply, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to click on the text tool, and then you're going to go up and you're going to find the American Captain font, and then click on it. I didn't want to do that, but that's fine. I just move that over here for now. Actually, I'm going to close that out, and we're going to add a tab, and we want the tool options anyways. Okay, and then we're going to click again here, and I'm going to type in, oops, I'm going to make sure the color is white. And we're going to just type in, I'm just going to type in Gimp. You could type in whatever you want. Then I'm going to grab the move tool, and I'm going to move it up here, and then we're going to click on the alignment tool and click right here and click on the Gimp text, and we're just going to press the align center or target, and that's it. Now we're going to go ahead and we are going to right click on the text, and we're going to go ahead and click on discard text information, just like that. And now we are going to go ahead and grab the lasso tool or free select tool. Now with this free select tool, what we are going to do is we're going to use this to cut the text, and you could do whatever you want with this and cut the text however you like with this, and however you want. So just click once, and we just kind of box out however we want to cut this text, just like that. And after you install the layer via cut, you'll go to layer, and you will see layer via copy or layer via cut, and we're going to click layer via cut, and that just goes ahead and cuts the layer for you. If we click on the move tool, you'll see that it just cut it out. Press Ctrl Z. I'm going to put that back. Now we're going to do it again, and you want to click on the main text layer, and then grab your lasso tool again, and we're going to just kind of cut this text out, just kind of like that, and then just go back up to layer and then layer via cut, and it'll do all the work for you. And then you just click on the main text layer, and you'll just go through here and cut your text up however you would like. Let's go through this real quick. Layer via cut, and like I said, it's totally up to you on how you want to cut your text up. And just go back up layer via cut. Click back on your main text layer, and we'll just go through and we'll cut that whole thing out right there. Layer via cut. And now you'll see that they are all cut. Now one thing that I did notice, I don't know if it's just in my Gimp, but when you do the layer via cut, it leaves some of the original text there you could fix that if you'd like before you cut the text. Let's see, let's just go here and let's block out this, and that selection, let's see if this works. I haven't even tried this yet, but we're gonna go ahead and see if this works or not. And we are going to go ahead and, where is it at? Select, and then we're going to go to grow, and we can grow it by 1 pixel, and then go to layer via cut, and let's go ahead and grab our move tool, and then let's see. Nope, that didn't fix it. So anyways, that is one issue with this that I don't like, but it's easily fixable. You could just go ahead and turn the eyeballs off for all of the text that you cut, and then go to the main one, and then just grab your eraser tool and go ahead and just go around and erase the outlines that were left behind. Pressing control and then using my mouse wheel to zoom in to get a closer look at what I'm erasing. And I'm going to pause the video for a second, and I'm just going to go through and erase all these lines real quick. You can do the same. Okay, I went through and erased all of the outline real quick, and then we're just going to go back, and then we're just going to click on the top layer, grab our move tool, and you could move your text however you'd like. I'm going to go ahead and move it sort of kind of, I don't know, like that, and then I'm going to press Shift T to grab the scale tool, and I'm going to scale it down just a little bit. And I'm just going to go through, and I'm going to press M on my keyboard to bring back up the move tool, and I'm just going to move these around. You could use your arrow keys if you'd like to help you move, and then I'm going to press Shift T and bring up the scale tool, scale it down a little bit, press M on my keyboard to grab the move tool, and you could use the arrow keys just to move stuff around a little bit. I'm just going to go through here and move all these now. Shift T, scale it down, M on my keyboard to grab the move tool, go to the next one, move it, Shift T, scale it down a little bit, grab the M on the keyboard, move tool, go to the next one, Shift T, scale it down on the keyboard to move it. And this is just a simple example. You could go through here and you could move these however you'd like. I just scaled it down to kind of give it a little bit of depth, I guess you could call it. Makes it look better, makes it look cooler. That's what I did to this one, and it looks pretty good to me. And it's, like I said, it's not too hard. If you look over here on the layer panel, there's a little bit of layers, but not that many at all. So next we're going to go ahead and we are going to group these. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to just link these, all these except for the main text layer, and then I'm going to go to layer, and then is it layer? Let's see, which one is it? There it is. Yeah, it's under layer, and then I'm going to go to group, and then I'm going to pack linked layers, and that just packs it into a group for me. You could go down here and you could click on group and then drag them all in there. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I had to take a pretty important phone call and I had to pause the video for a second. I'm trying to remember where I was at. Let's see, so we grouped the layers. I just showed you how to group the layers. Oh, I remember, I think I was talking about the layers. If you don't have this group option, I have another tutorial showing you all the filters and plugins and stuff that I have installed on my Gimp, because I am not too sure if this comes already with Gimp. I don't think it does, but you could watch that other tutorial and it will show you everything that I have installed on mine, and this just makes things a lot easier. You can just go ahead and click the link button on as many layers as you'd like and then hit that pack linked layers and it links them all into a group. It's better than making a group and then dragging and dropping them all in there. Alright, so we got this layer group. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to go to layer, and then we are going to go to layer effects, and we're going to go to drop shadow. And on this drop shadow, you want the opacity at 100, the angle at 120, distance at 7, spread at 30, size at 27. The contour is linear, I believe that's the same, and then we're going to click on preview. And this drop shadow right here is a part of the layer effects plugin that I showed you guys. And if you can tell, let's see if I could zoom in. Nope, it's not gonna let me zoom in. Anyways, and we're just gonna have a slight drop shadow, and we're gonna press OK. And that gives us a drop shadow effect. Sorry. And then we're going to go over here to this other text layer that we have that's not a part of the group, and we're just going to go back up to filters and we're going to click on repeat drop shadow, and we gave that a drop shadow too, if you could see right there. Okay, so this is, we got this right here. Oops, unlink that, go ahead and close that up. And we got a group inside of a group. This top is another group with the drop shadow on the bottom, and then the layer group in here is the cut layers. You can rename this, we will rename this to cut layers. That way we just know what it is. So we got all this. The next thing that we are going to do is we are going to drag and drop a texture in here for the text. I'm going to go ahead and click on this Viggy layer right here, and we're just going to go in here and we're going to drag and drop this concrete texture, and we're going to move this all the way up to the top. And I'm going to zoom out, pressing Control and using my mouse wheel. You could also use the Shift plus on your keyboard to zoom in, and just the minus to zoom out. And I'm going to press Shift T to bring up the scale tool, and I'm going to scale this down just to fit over the text. And scale, I'm going to press M on my keyboard and grab that and just kind of put it over the text, just like that. And now here's where it gets a little bit confusing. We're going to go back into the cut layers group right here, and we're going to first we're going to go ahead and turn this concrete texture off for a second, and we're going to go ahead and click on this first one right here, and we're going to go grab our magic wand tool, and I'm going to leave the threshold, let's see if 3 is okay. Yeah, 3 would be fine. So I turn my threshold down to 3, Next I'm going to click on the next one, which is that one, and I'm going to hold down shift and I'm going to click. That way it adds one. And then I'm going to go to the next one and hold down shift and click, and then go down to the next one, same thing, shift and click, next one, shift and click, just like that. And then we're going to go down here to the first Gimp, normal Gimp layer, and I'm going to hold down shift and click. I don't like how it's connecting right there, so we are going to, I'm just holding down shift and clicking to see if this is going to move at all. So let me change the threshold. Let's see. Alrighty. So I'm going to go back and go through all this real quick. Control Shift A. I'm going to deselect everything. I'm going to shift click, shift click, shift click, shift click, shift click. Alright, so I got all those lined up. Then I'm going to go back down here. I'm going to shift click, shift click, shift click, shift click, shift click. And we're just going to go all the way back up to our concrete texture, and we're going to go ahead and turn that back on. And then we're going to press Control I to invert the selection, and then we're going to press delete on our keyboard, and that is going to delete everything around there. And we're going to press Control Shift A to deselect, and that's what I was afraid of that was going to do. So I'm going to zoom in real quick and grab my eraser tool, and I'm going to lower this all the way down. Control mouse wheel, zooming in. I am holding in my middle mouse button to pan, and then I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to erase this extra stuff that didn't get deleted. Zoom out a little bit, and I'm going to move over here, zoom back in, go ahead and get rid of this. Now I'm just holding down shift to do all that. Make sure that all this gets erased here. Zoom out, make sure that's not noticeable, and then I'm going to pan, and I'm going to fix some of these. Just like that. Zoom out some more, pan back over here. Let's go through and erase this. Just like that. Zoom out. Let's make sure there's not no more. One up there I see. This is kind of tedious, but the little stuff does make a difference on how it looks. Zoom out here. Just making sure that I get all that stuff there. Alright, I think that looks good now. Alright, now if there's if you noticed, we lost the drop shadows, and we could go through, and the reason why that I did these drop shadows is just so I could see how the filter itself would put these drop shadows in here. We're gonna go through and we're gonna put some of our own, so we're gonna go ahead and turn that back off. First we're gonna go ahead and make a new layer, and we're gonna call this layer drop shadow. And we are going to go, oops, cancel, back, and we're going to open that back up. And we're just going to grab our magic wand tool, and let's go back here, and we're going to, oops, click here, 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 here. Let's see, is there any more drop shadows? Nope, I don't see no more. And we're just going to go click on this drop shadow layer, and we're going to reset our colors on black. We're going to grab our paintbrush, and we are going to raise the size up, and I'm using a soft brush for this, and I'm just going to click, hold down, I'm going to click, hold down shift, and I'm just going to drag through like that. I'm going to click, hold down shift, drag all the way through just like that. Click, shift, all the way through just like that. Just going to go through here, Control Z that one, Control Z, click again, try that one more time, there we go. Just like that. And we're going to Control Shift A to deselect, and we're just going to go ahead and change this to multiply. We're going to turn this back on, and we're going to lower the opacity of these drop shadows to something that we like. Let's see, that might be a little too dark. Something like that seems fine. And we got the drop shadows back almost. We're going to go ahead and we're going to go to the very bottom of this layer group with drop shadow. Go to the very bottom, that's where the drop shadow is. We are going to raise this up. We're going to take it out of this group. I'm going to have to pause real quick to do this because of my screen capture program. Give me just 1 second. Alright, I'm back. I went ahead and I took that one out of there. So the next one we're going to do is we're going to go down to the original text, and there's one on there too also. And I'm just going to Control A, Control C. Control A is it selects everything, and then Control C copies it, and then I'm just going to go up to the top here, and I'm going to press Control V, which pastes it. Then I'm just going to click on the new layer button, and then I'm going to lower it below that layer, and I'm going to turn this off. Let's see. Not this, got this. Delete that, something didn't copy right. Turn that off, turn that off. Well, let me leave that on. So, Control A, Control C, Control V, And I'm going to go ahead and grab the move tool because for some reason it is not acting right. And I'm just going to move this drop shadow back down into place here. Back up. Want to make sure that I get it in the right place. I do apologize for this. It's for some reason not wanting to act right. I'm just moving this with my arrow keys to something that I like. Okay, there we go. And we got that back in there. And like I said, it is a little confusing. But we don't have Gimp don't as of yet have all the some of the cool things that Photoshop has. I mean, like I said, there's filters and stuff other people has made out there, but it's just not very organized, and it makes some things a little difficult. So we could go ahead and we could turn these layer groups off now, because this is all we need is this. And we're going to go ahead and click back on the concrete texture, and we are going to go back down to our layers and then to our layer effects, and then we're going to put a satin on there. And the color that I'm using is 4D2C00, and I put the blend mode on multiply. The opacity is 60, the angle is 124, the distance is 27, the size is 38, and the contour is cove deep. And I'm going to click preview and make sure that it's right. And that is what I wanted, so I'm going to go ahead and click on OK. And that's just going to work its little magic there. And now if you could see, I got this let's go back over here to this one. It kind of darkens it up and brings out the texture a little bit. And so let's see, let's go back and let's go back to our drop shadow. Got that. Okay, next up is we are going to go ahead and we're going to drop in the shattered glass. Just drag and drop it, and I'm going to put its mode on, where's it at? Screen. Just like that. You could try other blend modes. You could put it on what was it, dodge? No, not dodge. Which one was it? No, that's wrong. I forget which one it was. It might have been dodge, but I don't like that, so we're going to go to screen and we're going to put it on screen, and you could shift T and you could raise the size down if you'd want. Press M on your keyboard to grab the move tool, and you can move it however you'd like. I'm going to go ahead and Control Z that, Control Z, and I'm going to leave it its normal size. And I'm going to go ahead and Control Shift D, which duplicates the layer, and I'm going to go over to, I'm going to zoom out a little bit, I'm going to go over to this top corner here, and I'm going to press Shift R to bring up our rotate tool, and I'm going to rotate this maybe like that. Let's try that. Press M on our keyboard to grab our move tool, and I'm just going to shove this up in the corner just like that. And I'm going to press Control Shift D again, and I'm going to drag it over to this corner. Oops, I apologize, I missed a step. Let's go ahead and Control Z that twice. We're going to go back and we're going to go up to filters, and we are going to go up to blur, and then we're going to go Gaussian blur, and we're going to blur it by 5 pixels, and that gives it a depth of field look. And now we're going to Control Shift D and drag it over here just like that, and I'm going to Shift R, I'm going to rotate this just a little bit. And I'm going to press Control Shift D, and I'm going to drag it down. And the key to this is just finding something that you like and that lines up. I'm going to go ahead and go to the other corner, Control Shift D, and I'm going to drag it over here and try to line something up to how it looks good. And I like that. I think that looks pretty good right there. I have a shortcut. If you're familiar with Photoshop, if you press Control Alt Shift E, it makes a photocopy of everything. If you could go up to Layer and then New from Visible. See, I have mine set for, well, it says Shift Control Alt E, and it'll just give you a new visible layer, and it'll merge everything. So we're going to go there, and then we're going to go to Colors, and we're going to go to, let's try Filter Pack. I want to mess with something here. I'm going to press Reset, and let's go to Hue, and I don't like that. Let's go to Saturation. Let's click on More Saturated. Let's press OK. Let's see how that looks. Nope, I don't like that either. And I'm also missing a step, so I'm glad that I did that. I do apologize. Let's go up here. Everybody's probably like, what about the lens flare? Here it is. Let's drag and drop the lens flare. And we're going to go over here and grab our flip tool, and we're just going to flip it. And now we're going to grab our move tool, and we're going to move it down to this bottom corner down here, just like that. And now we're going to go back up to image, not image, layer, then new from visible again, and we are going to colors. And it's probably not good to experiment as of right now, so I probably won't do that. Colors, I'm gonna go Filter Pack, Hue, let's make it more yellow, and Saturation. Let's reset Hue, more yellow, and see what that looks like. Nope, I don't like that. Anyways, alright, so back over here, we're going to go to Filters, and we're going to go to Artistic, and we're going to click on Midnight Sepia, and you want to tick on Work on Copy. This makes another copy of it. You can mess around with all this other stuff if you'd like. I just leave it at default, and I pressed OK, and there you go. It kind of gave it a little bit better of a look. I'm going to go ahead and make a new layer, and we'll just name this I don't know, black bar. There we go. And we'll grab our rectangular select tool, and we'll just make some small black bars up there. Go ahead and grab your bucket fill tool, make sure your color is on black, click, Control Shift D to duplicate, then press M on your keyboard for your move tool, and then let's just go ahead and hold down Shift and press the arrow key, and then let's zoom in down here. I'm using Control and the zoom wheel, and let's just go ahead and press the arrow key until that's all covered, and then let's go ahead and zoom out, Control Shift A to deselect, and then we could go ahead and you could go Layer, New from Visible again, and there you go. There's your final image. And it's the same thing that the tutorial covers in Photoshop. It's just like I said, this one looks a whole lot different because, like I said, I have some paid filters and stuff that I use for Photoshop, and that's what I used on here, and unfortunately they don't work for Gimp, and I haven't found any plugins to do stuff like that for Gimp, unfortunately. So, but here is the final image. Let's go to 100%. Sorry, that's 100%, and that's the final image. How it looks. I think it looks pretty good when you put it up to this. It looks exactly like that, and like I said, it's the exact same way that I made this image in Photoshop. It was a little bit different here in Gimp, and it did get a little bit confusing here in the layers and stuff like that. That's why it's always good to name your layers. I do apologize, I didn't really name these layers here because I'm bad about not doing that. For future reference, it is better to name all your layers, that way you know exactly what you're doing. All these images and stuff, I will give the links to download. The road texture that I made, I will put up a link that you could download for it, because I'm the one who made that texture, so I can distribute it. And again, this tutorial I did a long time ago, and it was made by this guy. Here's the original thing, and it is for Photoshop. So if you do got Photoshop, it's you could see right here how he did that, and you could just get creative with it and make it how you want. And do some pretty cool stuff with it if you'd like. But like I said, there is a couple things that you need to download, couple plugins. The layer via copy and the layer effects are the two that you need, and then you need to download the font and stuff, which I will put links for in the description. And let's see, in my notes right here, the guy's name that created that tutorial in the first place is right here, Jacques van Heerden. Hopefully he don't get mad for me showing this tutorial, but it's not for Photoshop, and I'm not ripping off. I gave him credit, so I will leave that link in the description. I do apologize for the couple of pauses that I've had in this video. I've been my video card has been messing up. I got another one ordered, so I can't edit too much on this computer because it keeps on crashing my program because of my video card. So it's gonna be a raw version of this, and I do apologize for that. I try to go through and I try to you know, edit all my videos and stuff like that, but unfortunately until I get the new video card, this is going to be pretty raw, and I do apologize for it. If there's any other tutorials that you want to know how to do, whether they're Photoshop tutorials and you want to know how to do them in Gimp, I will be glad to do that. Or if there's any other type of things, please just leave a comment and I will try to get it back up as soon as possible. I do work a full-time job besides this, so sometimes it is hard with my schedule, but I do put them up as fast as I can. I do appreciate it, and have a good day.